And this is why it's silent. You'll see now.
Mercedes Benz EQ and the Festival of Motoring. So great to have you guys back here. It's been too long.
Ladies and gentlemen, as someone said, welcome to the Festival of Motoring. Welcome to the introduction of Mercedes EQ and welcome to the launch of the future of mobility. Simon, are you excited?
You know, just feeling that energy today, all the way from meeting old friends, old faces from the morning, absolutely excited. And we've been teasing these guys for a long time about driving our electric cars. And today we get to do that on the track.
Really no pun intended, but I can feel the electricity in there.
That's just me.
The one and only Simon.
Hey.
Exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, today we present to you that future. And for me, that is, in its most luxurious form, intelligent, exclusive, and also, this time around, in its most sustainable form. And what a grand entrance it was, ladies and gentlemen. The new pinnacle of luxury, electric intelligence, and so just the future of mobility.
Don't you know what I am?
South Africa. Because we all know, while South Africa has its own challenges, there's also a wealth of opportunity. On the one hand, customers, and we know that from our day-to-day interactions, have shown a keen interest in making the switch to electric mobility. And on the other hand, the awareness and pursuit of renewable energies, solar to be specific, by the private household in South Africa on a day-to-day basis is incomparable to no other country which I know. Make this a key enabler for sustainable and economical e-mobility. And the timing of our electric vehicle offensive is just so right and could not be more opportune. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe South African customers are eager to be part of this EV revolution, but we need some key prerequisites for the market to flick that switch. And that is, on the one hand, number one, price parity, and with that, an equal treatment of the internal combustion engine and EVs in terms of customs duty. Number two, an urgent and progressive approach to charging infrastructure network for EVs in South Africa, catering for the specific nature of South Africa. And thirdly, a holistic approach to catering for EV requirements to high voltage training for first responders. But, dear friends of the media, may it be as it is, electric vehicles, in my personal view, are just cool, techy, and revolutionary. But above all, if you want one element, one attribute, they are fun to drive. If reduced to one thing, it has to be that blistering acceleration I was referring to earlier. And luckily, you will be able to experience that later on the track with the EQA.
And what an introduction by Mark to the Mercedes EQ brand, our strategy, and a glimpse into what we think will be the next 136 years of motoring. So I've been here 136 years, even though Mark alludes to it sometimes. But I've had the privilege of launching every product for the last 11 years. And I must tell you, I'm so excited about launching EQ. I really believe in it, I'm really passionate about it. This is not a marketing speech. And like Mark said, they're really cool and really fun cars to drive. So today we're going to introduce you to 3 new models, 4 variants. We're going to talk about later on about the EQA 250, the EQB 350 4MATIC Plus, the EQS 450 Plus to my right, and the EQS 53 AMG 4MATIC Plus to my left. The EQS 450, this amazing, beautiful car. It's redefining the segment, ladies and gentlemen. The EQS is also the first model to be based on the modular architecture for luxury and executive class vehicles, called EVA 2. You'll hear about EVA 2, Electric Vehicle Architecture 2. The EQC that you knew of was EVA 1. The EQA is 1.5 and the EQS is now 2. The rate of development is happening at such a pace that we don't wait 7 years anymore, it's happening in 7 months. So this car fuses technology, design, functionality, connectivity, and it delights both drivers and passengers, and you'll see why just now. So I drove that car and Mark said, well done on the driving skills, but something that you may see on the screen now, thank you, Charles, is that this car is actually a V297, that's classification, which means the long wheelbase. V in German is for the long wheelbase. Like our S-Class, the V223. This car is actually, these cars are actually longer, higher, and about the same width as an S-Class. But the maneuverability is so much better. Rear wheel steering on both rear wheel axle steering on both vehicles, up to 4 degrees, up to 10 degrees, that's an upgrade, up to 9 degrees on the A version. Really makes driving even more fun than what it should be. But even with these dimensions, what you're going to see is that you're looking at the world's aerodynamic champion. The first production car in the world with a CD value starting from 0.2. So in battery technology, when materials, when drivetrain technologies reach a certain limit, when they're exhausted, it is time for design to be optimized. And this is what Mercedes Benz knows best. When you look to your side, you'll see the Vision EQXX. Mark spoke briefly about it. Another design champion that's done over 1,000 kilometers on a single charge. But this design features the one-volt design, and it's holistically integrated and highly reduced with the seamless styling. The range champion to my right. This vehicle can do up to 782 kilometers on a single charge. Thank you. Yeah, that is super impressive. And with today's technology, that's what's possible. This particular car, 484 kilowatts of power, torque of 950 Newton meters, which is why it has to be 4matic. It gives us a 0 to 100 time of 3.8 seconds. Clint said he could get it faster than that. We'll check later. The powertrain of the EQS also meets every expectation of a progressive saloon in the S-Class segment. The EQS 450 Plus has an electric powertrain, which we call the EATS, the engine, and you've actually got 2 displays on the right there. The engine on this car sits at the rear of the vehicle, while this being a 4matic, it's got an engine at the rear and an engine in the front of the vehicle, another EATS. The rear wheel axle steering is standard in both vehicles, and like I said, you can go up to 10 degrees optional, it comes standard at 4 degrees, and for the EQS 450 up to 9 degrees. It contributes really to handling, to dynamic compression of the EQS, and when cornering, you're not fighting with the car, it's effortless, it's really amazing. Another feature, and it's here for the first time in South Africa, the Hyperscreen. You've heard a lot about it, and the beautiful screen that extends, a concave screen that really stretches out in front of the occupants from the left to the right. The pillar is like a motion wave, and besides the sheer size, the high quality, the detailed design, it definitely guarantees a wow effect. And with this adaptive software, the MBUX, it adapts completely to the user. It has, obviously, it's the next generation, and it makes personalized suggestions for numerous infotainment, comfort, vehicle functions. It's got something called zero-layer technology, which the most important applications are always offered on top for you, the driver, within your field of vision, according to the different situations and the context. The interior of the vehicle, absolutely stunning, and in many areas, Mercedes-Benz is already thinking about tomorrow, today. The new EQS is designed to be correspondingly sustainable. The vehicles are produced in a carbon-neutral manner, and resource-saving materials such as the carpets are actually manufactured from recycled cotton. Accompanying this interior is a Burmester surround sound system, 15 speakers with a total output of 710 kilowatts, Functionality is to be able to experience the performance system through this exclusive high-quality sound system. I guess you want to know what all of this costs you? The EQS 450, 2,615,700. The EQS 53, starting from 3,410,000, including that, and including the Hyperscreen as standard in the 53 AMGs. Both prices include the Mercedes 5-year service and maintenance plan for trouble-free monitoring. Now there's so much more I can speak about this, like I said, which is why we've actually created this showroom for you guys. Over the next couple of days, both for you, for the public, from tomorrow onwards, we are here. We want to demystify electric driving, what does it mean for our consumers, and we encourage you to please engage with us. We will answer all your questions on charging, technology, financing, etc. And with that, I'm going to stop on the EQS because we've got 2 more models. Mr. Raine, will you join me back up here?
Sure. So, I mean, I would say very similar products, very similar entry luxury vehicles, but also very different in their character, their appeal, the way they look. I must say, I am a true fellow. So, I mean, what about you?
Yeah, the EQA is positioned as it's positioned as the electric athlete in the compact segment, and the EQB is positioned as the family SUV. I guess, Mr. Raine, that you've chosen the former.
The EQA is all about that dynamic, that lifestyle, urbanness, all of that. And I mean, the EQB is similar, but it's just a bit more family oriented.
Yeah, I mean, so says the man that's running the conference this weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah, athlete I'm not for sure. So, Mark, the EQA, like we said, is the electric athlete in the segment. And like you said, what else do you love about this EQA?
I mean, you guys are not going to be surprised. My preference is clearly with the EQA. Why? Because it's a dynamic crossover like compact sports SUV, which fits to my personality and that in electric form. It's an ideal companion for me, perfectly fitting to a lifestyle I would be leading, and the perfect partner in crime for that active lifestyle outdoors, but also an urban hero when you roam about town. And it just complements that always-on, adventure-seeking, lifestyle-orientated person, like someone I would be. But what fascinates you and convinces you about the EQB so much?
Well, many of the media know that I'm a very family-oriented man. I'm a bit by man and it's under But you got to admit, the EQB is a great-looking vehicle. I mean, it's comfortable. And like its ice sibling, the GLB, it's got a 7-seat configuration. And for the family man, I've got a mother-in-law that sometimes wants to come along, and for her, its preference is that I'm not seen and not heard, so I can definitely hide myself on an EQB. But jokes aside, it's got amazing storage capacity, 1,700 liters. All my transport needs 4 golf bags fitting there really nicely, and it's got a range of 474 kilometers, which for me, I don't have any daily range anxiety from my metro driving, so absolutely perfect offer.
Okay, you've got a point there, but I must say, the EQA for me is just a future design icon in the making. It's must-have item, it's fashionable, it's trendy, it's just cool. And I mean, how do you describe that design? It's probably a progressive electro aesthetic look, timeless, seamless, modern luxury-like in its appearance, a clear statement on the road, so sporty, sleek, but bold. Yeah, what would you describe the EQB as?
So listen, I mean, you as well, and everybody here was talking about the GLB as the baby Jeep, and when we had the last launch. So the EQB has really got to be the electro baby Jeep. I'll leave it there.
Okay. I mean, you're warming me up to the EQB, and I see it. I mean, it's a nice looking car. And I mean, for the EQA, but also for the EQB, it's got that high-end and exclusive and luxurious Mercedes-like interior, and it's at the same time still hip and cool and happening, and has a modern look to it, with the latest in digital elements, cool features, and also that high-end value perception which you want from a Mercedes Benz. On the outside, it's a statement on the road, as I said. It's got a sporty look, AMG line, fat rims, just cool, and appearance. Someone of a younger generation that wants to make. We still want to leave that impression and express our personality in a way. And we've got these special features. I mean, the favorite one has to be that rose gold look, those design elements. And you have to have that attention to detail, that avant-garde look. That just does it for me.
Amazing about that also. But thanks, Mark. I mean, you sold me on the car for sure. And ladies and gentlemen, the starting price for the EQA in South Africa, 1,169,500 for the EQA 250, including the 5-year, 100,000 kilometer service and maintenance plan. And I've got no doubt that the EQA is going to be a winner in South Africa. In fact, we've set a release date for customer sales at the 1st of September. And our first customer in South Africa will be taking delivery of their vehicle. And hopefully we will have.
I'm with Mark Raine, CEO of Mercedes. Good to be with you again, Mark. Haven't seen you since C-Class launch.
Yeah, and I promise you, we're going to have something extra special this year still.
Okay. I'm holding you to your promise. And you did. You told me it would be, and we certainly are. But, you know, I want to just sort of get a little take. As you've said, Mercedes, electric mobility, you're going to take the market by storm. I must say, I'm quite pleasantly shocked at the pricing you've just announced. Starting at, can I call it 1.1 million for an EQA?
And that including a free charger, so it makes it even a bit more
Wow,
worthwhile.
yeah, because you know, let's be honest, you're a premium brand.
Yeah.
You've had premium pricing all along, expected, yet you're coming in at the bottom end of pricing for electric.
Because we wanted to give various options to the market, because we believe that's justified for the South African customer. First of all, the latest in technology and various options, and that's why we waited maybe a bit longer with our launch of our electric range, that we can go with a full avalanche, a full product offensive, starting with the EQA, starting at 1.17 million, going right up to
the
best electric,
and we're now sitting in EQS,
the best electric car in the world.
Okay, I mean, look at this. Now, in the presentation, you and someone were sort of debating. You say you're the athlete, the EQA. He says he's the family man, the EQB. Are you going to argue that I'm the man for the EQS?
Definitely. I mean, you've got that seniority, you've got that class, you've got that style, that elegance, perfectly befitting, but still youthful and agile. So that's what you want.
But now, wait. Now, you're on camera. How do I get one on a year's test?
A year's test? Oh, that's going to be a difficult one. But I'm happy to offer you one.
Plonk the money down.
We've got it. We've got it on camera. Mark, what an event.
Thank you.
You guys, as you said, and I've got to repeat, you promised me something really special later in the year. It's taken a couple of months. But you've also chosen Festival of Motoring as the event to
We thought that would be the perfect platform, because on the one hand, obviously the Festival of Motoring is one of the platforms in the South African market, and that also gives us the opportunity to display the future of mobility, as we call it, and luxury in a sustainable form to a wider audience, so that basically everybody in the South African market can experience these great cars, from the EQA obviously up to the EQS.
And I mean, the other thing that I have to mention, the end of range anxiety on electric cars. 780 kilometers on the EQS 450.
Yes, I mean, isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that just blows my mind. Really and truly, the days. I mean, that now gets you to Durban, for example, easily.
And I mean, it gets you to Durban. On the other hand, we're also very considerate in our charging infrastructure network approach. So we're putting up our own charging station in Harrismith, for instance. But for me, it's on the one hand tackling range anxiety, charging topics, but it's not only about that. Electric cars. Electric cars for me are hip, they're cool, they're fun to drive. I mean, if you look at the EQS 53, 0 to 100 in 3.8 seconds, and
that's crazy.
If you take the driver's package, 3.4 seconds and over 1,000 Newton meters of torque. I mean, mind blowing.
As I say, crazy. I've got to call it that. I'm sorry.
Mind blowing.
Okay. it makes your old 63S's even look kind of sedate, doesn't it? So it's incredible. Mark,
thank you very much.
I'm waiting for you to deliver mine to my house.
Super, we'll do that.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the drive.
Right, my turn with Mark as MD CEO of Mercedes Benz. Two questions, Mark. First one,
What is the impact of import duties on electric vehicle uptake in South Africa? What do you see the roadmap coming out as? You're competitively priced on your EQA at 1.17 million. How much cheaper could that be? How much cheaper do you think it's going to become? Is there a barrier to entry in terms of your customers now thinking about this? I'm going to hang on till the duty stop before I buy my electric vehicle.
I mean, I always say there are 3 key prerequisites which need to be put in place in order to make the uptake of electric vehicles even quicker in the South African market. It's price parity, as you just mentioned. We lobby for a price parity, meaning same import duties for an internal combustion engine, which at the moment is broadly spoken 18%, in comparison to, at the moment, electric vehicles at 25%. So there's a 7% gap, which obviously would then entice more customers going forward in purchasing electric vehicles. Secondly, it's a topic of charging infrastructure and access to it. We need to quickly and progressively, if not say aggressively, ramp that up. And thirdly, it's a holistic approach to EV, meaning qualification and coaching of, for instance, first responders to handle electric vehicles. So those 3, but obviously price parity is a key element to drive the uptake.
I like what you said about homologation, integrating EV into everyday life. Are there plans to do this with integration of specifically vehicles into home electrical installations? In other words, systems where your car becomes your battery. In your off-grid
that is
environment.
Something which is definitely on the roadmap, not only for South Africa, it's a global topic. We also strongly promote and lobby for that. We look at it as an entire ecosystem. I always say South Africa is predestined to become a EV market because it just makes so much sense in the South African context. We all know the daily challenges which we have, and that has led to a majority of at least our clientele either considering to go off the grid or having gone off the grid, going into solar power. And with that, the economical choice of an electric vehicle is even more so understandable, if you can say it that way, because it makes it so much more affordable. So we look at all of our electric vehicles, our Mercedes EQ, come free of charge with a wall box installation, a charger, a home charger. And if you link that back to your own solar installation at your house, that is obviously a no-brainer then.
Wonderful. Asked and answered. Mark, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
I'm not going to be like Alan and be greedy and want one of these. I'll settle for the entry level.
Okay.
The
That's
EQA.
you, that's me. That's why there's a difference between us.
That's right.
Very good.
Class